Hello guys, I hope you all are doing good. I am Vishali Khan and we are discussing the optical communication. Today in this video, we are going to talk about the mode coupling, which is a very important topic. I hope you all have seen all of the previous derivations on the optical communication. If not, it is highly recommended that you go back, watch them first and then come to this video. As I said, mode coupling is a very important topic, so we are going to understand it in detail. We are going to see what is mode coupling and how it is going to impact the transmission of the information with the help of the optical fiber, right? So how it is going to impact our optical communication. This is the thing that we are going to see in this video. So let's start our discussion. Whenever we have derived any topic in the previous classes, we have considered some basic things. Like we considered that the optical fiber that we are using, it's very uniform. What I am saying with the help of the uniformity, I am saying it is uniform optical fiber means we are having no variations in the diameter of the core. Right, then we were not having any variations in the straightness of the optical fiber. We are considering the optical fiber to be a straight fiber, right? But in many cases we require the optical fiber to be bended for our purposes, right? So this is the second thing that we require. Straightness variation of the core. Then we have the variations in the core refractive index, right? So what I considered that the core will be having some refractive index which is greater than the refractive index of the cladding, and it should be same throughout the optical fiber, but there would be some variations in the actual scenario. And at last, what will be happening? We can have the discontinuities present at the core cladding interface. So whenever we have the core cladding interface, there I will not be having a perfect smooth surface. So this is the very smooth surface that we have as the core cladding interface. This is the core cladding interface that we have. But in actual scenario, what can happen? This type of interface can be present, right? So these are the perturbations on the core cladding interface that we have to avoid, right? So now in actual scenario, all of these four things are present which are changing the uniformity of the optical fiber, right? The diameter of the core vary, the straightness will vary from the transmitter to the receiver, the variation would be present in the refractive index of the core, as well as there would be perturbations or the discontinuities at the core cladding interface, due to which the mode coupling will be happening. The energy will be transferred from one mode to another, right? How it is happening? So let's understand it. I am talking about two basic structures, and with the help of two basic structures, that is the perturbation or the discontinuities at the core cladding interface and the straightness variation, with the help of both of them I am going to show you how the mode coupling is happening. So let's understand the first scenario, the perturbation or discontinuities at the core cladding interface. So this is my optical fiber. Let's suppose this is the core, and here I will be having any perturbation, and I am considering it to be straight. It is having the uniform refractive index. I mean, all of the other things are same. The diameter all over the structure is same. So this is my cladding that we have. Right, so now when light is going into the core, and here let's suppose it is hitting this perturbation. So what will happen? Here with the normal, it is making an angle phi 1. Now after reflection from the perturbation, we all know about the ray theory of the light. We know whenever we have the perturbation, here we are not having any straight surface, so the surface is now bulged, and with the help of this I will be having a different angle of reflection, so it would be phi 2. So now with the help of phi 2 I am going to make the another reflections. So what we started with the mode which is having the incident angle phi 1. We know with the help of ray theory of the light that whenever I am changing the angle of incidence, then the mode is going to change. So here phi 1 is denoting the mode and here the phi 2 is denoting the mode. So mode has coupled. So now this is the structure which represents the mode coupling with the help of right. So coming to the next type of structure, as I promised you, we are going to talk about two types of structure. So this is my second structure, and here I am considering my core to be banded. So in the real world scenario, what can happen? The transmitter and receiver may not be always present at the straight line. Okay, so now what is happening? We have the transmitter. So this is the type of cladding that we have, right? Inside it we will be having the core. So let's draw the core now. Okay, so now here what can happen? Light is going, and now here it is reaching to the core cladding interface here, because this is again it is not a very straight surface. Here the incident angle would be phi 1, but the reflected angle would be phi 2, and here also we can have the incident angle to be phi 2, and again the reflected angle could change, and the reflected angle would become maybe, let's suppose, phi 3. And this is how we are having the mode coupling. The modes are coupled with the help of the different incident angle. I am explaining it with the help of the ray theory of the light. Now as the core is having banded structure, we are coupling the mode. So as of now we have understood that now whenever I am changing the core structure, whenever I have some discontinuities, whenever I am changing the uniform structure of the core, like whenever I have the diameter variation, the straightness variation, the refractive index variation, or the discontinuities at core cladding interface, then the mode coupling is going to happen, or what I can say, energy is transferred from one mode to another. Here I will be, let's suppose, having the mode 1, and here I will be having the mode 2. So energy is transferring here. Whenever energy is transferring, I will be having some losses. With the help of dispersion, I will be having the losses if the optical fiber is really long. So this is not a very advantageous thing, it's a disadvantageous thing which we have to avoid. And this is the reason whenever I am doing any derivation, I am considering my optical fiber to be uniform and it is devoid of all of these type of variations, right? So now energy is transferred from one mode to another when the incident angle is changing or the reflected angle is changing, and this is called mode coupling. Now mode coupling is going to reduce the efficiency of the optical fiber communication, because whenever we have individual mode, it is going to travel with the more energy, and whenever we have more mode coupling, we will be having the lesser energy which is transmitting from the transmitter to the receiver. Now we have to avoid the mode coupling, and for that I have to assume that the structure of the optical fiber is uniform. So I hope you understood various things that I have presented over here. So now one more thing, if I have long optical fiber, I will be having various dispersive losses with the help of mode coupling, that I am going to talk about in a later section when I will be talking about the dispersions, the losses in the optical fiber. So as of now, I hope you understood the mode coupling in a very great manner. If you have any doubt, you can put the doubt in the comment and I am going to resolve your doubt as soon as possible. I hope you like this session. If you like it, please push the like button, subscribe to the channel and also share it with your friends. Thank you so much.